Good evening. I'd like to welcome you to the City Council meeting of August 4, 2014. If you stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. If I could ask the clerk to read the roll, please.
Councilmember Hall.
Here.
Councilmember Althoff.
Here.
Councilmember Ellison.
Here.
And Mayor Hedges.
Here. Second item is the agenda. Any additions, corrections, changes?
I move that we approve the agenda as presented.
I will second.
Been moved and seconded to adopt the agenda as it is presented. All in favor?
Yes.
Item 3 is approval of the minutes of our previous meeting on July 21st. They're in our packets there for our review. Any additions, corrections?
I will move for approval of the minutes as presented.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the minutes of our July 21st meeting. All in favor?
Yes.
And I'll do a little ad lib here. I really appreciate the work. In years past, we've had corrections and corrections and corrections. The minutes have been very accurate. We really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Enough of the ad lib. Moving on to accounts payable. Those are in our packet also. Any questions or concerns about the accounts payable?
I move that we approve the accounts payable as presented.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to adopt the accounts payable as they've been presented to us. And I'd ask the clerk to do a roll call on this one.
Councilmember Hall.
Yes.
Councilmember Althoff.
Yes.
Councilmember Ellison.
Yes.
And Mayor Hedges.
Yes. Thank you. Item 5 is citizen comments for any of the items that do not appear on the agenda. So if any citizen would like to address the council, this would be the time to do that. And seeing none, we'll move on then to...
I must say, is that later on through us that the people go off and talk, or?
This is for any items that do not appear on the agenda. If you have a concern about potholes or something,
I do have a concern, is this the time then?
come up to the podium and we just ask that for the record that you state your name and address and we limit the comments to about 5 minutes.
Okay. My name is Sandy Johnston. My address is 1201 Sibley Street. And my concern is with South Surge Lumbermart. It's across from Speedway gas station. And this has been an ongoing problem. I've talked to City Hall about it, and it's that doorbell. And I brought a little bit of what I'm going through with this. I won't need my glasses. Because I'm blind. Okay, their bell goes off non-stop and it's amplified. And I live over on Sibley's, which is kitty corner from them. So I don't know if anyone can see this. This is from my living room. And I just stood there and held the phone up. This is what you hear all the time. Can you hear it? It's light from my phone. That's one. This is first thing in the morning out in my backyard. Birds are chirping. It's really nice in my backyard. Reading a little more clear. I got one more here, and this is in my garage. While I'm trying to clean my car. It's in my garage. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
That's what I did.
This goes on, and it'll continue even on this little short tape here, where it goes on continuously, 7 days a week. It starts at about 8:30 in the morning until about 8:30 at night, without reprise, over and over and over. I have to keep my front door closed. If I'm watching TV, it's in the background. If I'm in my yard, it's in the background. In my garage, during my rummage sale. I mean, it's just nonstop. I've contacted them and I've asked them, if you have to know when your customers are coming in, can you do it with a light or use earphones? And the answer was that they're in a commercial zone, so they're well within their rights. The city, vehicle, he said that that is true, that since they're in a commercial zoning, that they can do amplifying. What about nuisance laws? Is this really necessary? I mean, they refuse. I've tried talking to them, and I've written on their Facebook wall, and my glasses. Their answer on the Facebook wall, I said, could you turn it down? They answered, since we've already discussed this with the police chief that you sent here, we are considering this matter closed. We've adjusted the exterior horn so it does not bounce the soundtrack towards the houses, trying to be a good neighbor. And as we discussed with the police chief, the bell is only active during business hours, as it has been since our opening 4.5 years ago. Unfortunately, the bell may be going off more than previous because we've gotten much more busier in the last 1.5 years, which is a good thing for business. My response to him, in the first place, I did not send anyone to your store. I did, however, call City Hall regarding noise ordinances after I went over and spoke with you first and was told, oh, well, people have to live next to the railroad tracks too. And you're right, this has been going on for years without reprise. The bell only rings during business hours. That nonstop bing bong goes on from early morning hours until 7 at night, 7 days a week. It was discussed in great length with several people during my garage sale last week. I had a radio playing to try and drown it out. So in fact, you really did attempt to mute the noise, you failed. No other business in this town needs to amplify how many customers they have walking in and out of their door all day long. And as far as you're getting busier, then maybe you should hire someone to attend the counter so you will know when you have customers. Here's an idea, shut it off. Really, no one cares how many customers you have and you cannot, I want people to know that. It's gotten to that point. I'm getting upset, it's driving me nuts. It's like Chinese water torture. There's gotta be something that can be done about this. I did contact a lawyer, he told me to try city council and city hall first. But, you know, I pay my taxes, and it's 7 days a week. So is there anything that can be done about it? Is it a nuisance ordinance, or?
Again, I think we're not here really to answer questions, but to receive comments, and if we've received it, again, we'll refer it to our city manager and police chief, and I think that they can deal with it.
Well, I've already talked with the police chief, and they said they're within a commercial zone. How can that be when there's homes directly behind that store and directly across the street? What is the commercial zoning, just at strip of Main Street?
The commercial area, we have ordinances that apply to that area, and again, it's up to our zoning enforcement, which was handled through the police department to investigate that. So.
Okay, and then one last question. Is there a nuisance ordinance?
Yes, there is.
So if it doesn't necessarily, or if they comply with the commercial zoning, it could still possibly be in violation of nuisance?
Possibly.
Okay, and how do I find out?
And it would be through our city manager and or the police chief. So I'm sure Mr. Howell has taken some notes, and
Yeah, I'm going to give you a sheet of paper to write your telephone number on for me, and I'll give you a call tomorrow.
Okay, I appreciate it.
all right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else have any comments to address the council with that don't appear on the agenda? Seeing none, then we'll move on to item 6, our old business, update on strategic plans and goals and how we're coming along.
The only report is on the info and infiltration mitigation. We've been talking about evaluating whether or not we want to upgrade the current lift station or move it and eliminate the four-speed main that we have going to the wastewater treatment plant. And we did receive a report back, preliminary report from Brian Newhoff. We're sitting down this week with them, and we have them scheduled to be at your workshop on August 25th to present the report to you and beginning a discussion about what direction we'd like to go. So that is all I have on the strategic goals report.
All right, thank you very much.
And
Yes.
because on old business, we basically never finished up the city manager's review. And there was some things that we were going to talk about, and one of them was old business, because we took all old business off. Things that don't get finished up just sort of get not finished up. And I'm sort of concerned about the sidewalks. And I'm sort of concerned about the underground electric at BP and Subway, because the last thing I got was a letter from Mr. Howell saying that he was writing or having Dick Went do something. And in our all of our talks, there was never no policy that Mr. Howell could find, could get from White Power. And I actually got a copy of all of their policy for all of you. And that underground electric at BP gas station and at Subway is primary underground, not secondary underground. And it's supposed to be buried 3 feet deep from final grade. It states it right in their policy book, right here. So there is no, if they say that they put it in and they change the grade, there's no excuse for that, because they made their policy book so that wouldn't happen. The other thing is Mark went out with one of the employees there, and he located it with their locator in their depth finder. And Mark told me that it was about 20 inches deep or 24, close. Well, I just couldn't believe that one of the other employees that told me about this could be so wrong. So I took it upon myself to go down there, and I exposed the conduit and measured it myself. And it's only 14 inches deep in spots. And I've got pictures of it. I actually put your memo in the hole with a date on it that you sent me next to the yardstick, and took a picture of it, because it's not safe, it's not right. And I don't know who gave Mark all of the information from Light and Power, but I think that they did an injustice by not giving actual facts. And I think that this should be taken care of. We're supposed to protect the public, and one of the ways that this could be done right is, and even some of this is in our right of way, some of it's in the township right of way. But I think that we should enact a permit process where if people are working in our right of way, they have to pull a permit, and it has to be inspected and made sure it's done right. Not just by somebody that says they inspected it, because somebody inspected this, but we don't know who. And I don't really care, I just don't want it to happen again, and I'd like this to be addressed a little bit better than it was. And that's enough on this for tonight, because I think we can take care of that later. The other thing is because of their policies, and then the sidewalks is the same way. I think that they should be inspected before they're poured, you know, to make sure that they're the right thickness. There's no tree roots that they didn't chop out, and, you know, and they're right. The guys that did the last job did a great job at town, the last one before. But ones before that weren't quite so great. But I tried to get a hold of Mark and Dan that day to let them know my concerns, and there wasn't, neither one of them were here that day. So them sidewalks, to my knowledge, never were inspected before they were poured. So, and that's all I have to say on the old business.
All right.
But we do need to sort of finish his review, because we actually did, because we stopped. There were some things that we were going to talk about. Like, I would like, and I'll say it now, I would like a dollar amount, what's left in, let's say, the street fund. I would like a dollar amount to know, let's say there's $100,000. I would like to know what's left at the, you know, at the end of each month, so we know what we have in the street fund, you know, and not just have Mark tell us that, well, we're close. I would like to know a dollar amount, and I don't think that's too much to ask. Okay, so in case we don't do it any more than we do, but that's their old business. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Anything else? All right, we'll move on to item 7, our new business. And 7A is a council member appointment. And Mark, I'll let you do the lead in on this. Or do you want me to? Okay, well, it says you have received information from several, there were 6, city residents asking to be appointed to fill the council vacancy left by Chris Schwab. We are also including copies of relevant sections of the charter that address eligibility for office and filling vacancies. The term for this appointment would begin immediately or very soon, the next day or two. It has to be done by August the 8th, and if the term will end at 8 p.m. on November 9th, 2015. And so we have 6 applicants, and I trust that the council has had a chance to review those applications. And I would first open it up for some council comments, and then I'll open it up for any public comment. So, does the council have any comments about any of these 6 candidates or our process?
I was just glad to get 6 applications. I thought that was, you know, there were qualified people, and it was nice to see that many people interested in filling the spot. So I was very happy about that.
Yes.
I concur. It was nice.
I was surprised.
And while we only have 1 spot to fill and 6 applicants, it does give us some encouragement. There will be an election next November, November of 2015, and also maybe some of these people that may not be chosen for this particular time. Again, I think we'll encourage people to participate in the various boards and commissions that we do have. So it's a good time to serve our community and be noted and be an involved player before coming on to the council. Anyone else? I'll open it up then to Jeff. Looks like you want to say something?
No, I'm just waiting. Not yet.
All right.
I'm just waiting.
We'll open it up for public comments if any person would like to address the council. I should probably, might be nice to review the 6 candidates who have applied. Andrea Ketchmark, Stephen Turtel, Jim Salzwedel, Matt Mayer, Brian McLean, and Alan Kielander are the 6 people that have applied. That's it. Anyone care to address the council?
I'd just like to introduce myself as Andrea Ketchmark.
Would you?
Okay,
So,
yeah, absolutely.
otherwise it doesn't get into the
Okay.
system and so forth, so. Great, Andrea. Hi.
Good to meet you. I know I have met several of you before. My name is Andrea Ketchmark. I'm the Director of Trail Development over at the North Country Trail Association and also a neighbor that lives here in downtown Lowell. So I just wanted to let you know that I was that first name on that list.
Great.
So, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else care to address the council on this matter? Seeing none, then I'll turn it back to the council. Anybody stand out?
Well, for me, the one person that had the guts to stand up and get their name on the ballot last time around was Matt Meyer. And I don't know a whole lot about Matt other than we're on the planning commission together. And I would like to nominate him for the city council opening.
And I'd like to say that because
We
it's,
need a second before we.
oh, second that.
Okay.
And I'd like to say that because it's so close to the election, even though that part doesn't matter because this has nothing to do with that, but it does state that the person that received the most votes would have filled it if he would have left before the election. So I'm thinking the same thing, it should go in there.
Any thoughts, Sharon?
I agree too. I mean, everyone else was very qualified and, you know, maybe they would like to be on another commission or run at another election date, but I agree. I think Matt stepped forward and he did do some community service on the planning commission after, you know, the election, so happy to have him as well.
Very well. I would concur too. That would be my personal feelings. I've had a chance to get to know Matt a little bit, and I think he would do a fine job. We've had a motion and a second. I think perhaps a vote would be in order. All those in favor of Matt Mayer filling the vacancy? Yes.
Yes.
It's unanimous. Congratulations, Matt. And going forward from this time, if we're not in a position at the moment to officially swear you in, we do need to do that. So if you would get in contact with Susie, you can do that. And I think maybe we could do a photo op at any time that you would like to do that for the newspaper. Even right after the meeting here in front of the flag might be kind of cool, but that'll be taken care of, and we'll satisfy the August 8th deadline. And congratulations, Pat. Thank you again. Moving on then to item B, City Hall outside trim repair. Al, would you like to say something?
We sought bids for trim repair for the outside of City Hall. This is just the lower section, and we sought bids from 5 different places, and we only received one bid. 2 of them we didn't receive a bid, and the other 2 didn't even show to what we would call a pre-construction meeting, or just a time that we set aside to be able to walk through the repairs that we were looking at doing. So we received the one bid from Architectural Building Restoration at $11,500, and then Dan went to the Historic District Commission, and the Historic District Commission was very generous in awarding us a grant that goes along with their facade improvement program of $9,200, about 80% of the project cost. So we're certainly grateful to the Historic District Commission and the work that they do overall, but especially for them assisting us with this project. So you have the one bid before you. The rest of the money would come from the general fund. We did plan on some building improvements in the general fund for this year, and this would be covered by then.
Okay.
So I move that we accept the bid from Architectural Building Restoration for $11,500.
And I will second, and I'd like to note for the community that this is a local contractor, so I feel very good about having them do the work on City Hall that I'm very proud of. and like to keep it that way.
Okay. Thank you. We've had a motion and second to accept the work to be done. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Any opposed? Thank you. Moving on then, item C, MERS delegates. MERS stands for?
The Michigan Employee Retirement System.
Yes, it does.
I'm sorry, Municipal Employee Retirement System. Their annual meeting is this year in September, and this is an annual thing we do. We're asked to assign delegates. The delegates are an employer delegate and an alternate, and then ballots are also distributed to employees, and employees select delegates and alternates. The employees selected Tom Russo from Light and Power and Bob Robinson as the delegate and the alternate. And then the employer delegates need to be approved by the city council. And we're recommending, where are they? Dan Desjardins and Lori Gerard. Dan is the delegate and Lori is the alternate.
Okay. And we need to approve that?
Yes.
I recommend that we appoint Dan and Lori as the delegates.
I'll second.
We'll both second that.
It's been moved and seconded to appoint.
At least we're not hesitant about that.
And we're in agreement. So with that, all in favor?
Yes.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
Moving on then to council comments, and we'll start with Jeff.
I'd like to, this is, I'm a picker tonight, but I'm going to pick. But I know that the person sitting next to me helped with becoming Tree City USA. And I've been watching the tree trimming that's been going on lately in town by our local electric utility, and I don't think that they're following the standards that they helped set. And I think that they need to get back to what they agreed on when they set them rules, because otherwise I don't think we should accept another Tree City USA flag. I'll be honest with you, because I looked at the rules, I've been there, and I don't think they're following the rules. So I think that should be looked into. And the other thing is, I know that Mr. Canfield made a statement after the things didn't happen with the parking lot last month, but I've been sitting on the city council for 9 months, and basically I only knew about that whole parking lot thing for the last 2 months, because it was talked about before I was the DDA rep, and I went back through all the meetings and I didn't see anything in there. And I just think that even us as a council, did you guys know about the parking lot?
Yes.
Yes.
You all did, see, and I didn't. So, and I think that would have helped a little bit if I'd have known more. And I didn't, I'm not against more parking lots. And the only reason that I voted no on that is because it was brought to me at the council meeting. I didn't get to read it over and investigate it. 2 times it came to the council without really getting, we voted on it twice, basically. We shut it down the first time when Mark wasn't here, and the second time it was a little different. But, and that's another one of the things that I think that, it's sort of my fault that I didn't know, but I still don't understand the whole what we're swapping and who we're swapping with and who we're leasing from. And I guess it's my fault because I haven't asked, but. And the citizens of Lowell, a lot of them don't know either. The other thing is I actually had a business person talk to me Sunday, and he even thought that the union contract was all settled. Because, you know, it's been going on for so long, he thought it was all settled. I know, and that's something that I think we need to really, really work hard on and try to get done before the end of the year. I think it's just went on too long. But that's only my opinion, so, and that's all I have to say tonight.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Hall.
Either unfortunate to not have anything to report because there were no meetings. So I've been feeling good about that in a bad way. The other thing I'd like to say is, Matt, welcome to the city council. You're one of the big kids now. So people can target you along with everybody else. Anyway, thanks for stepping up and joining us.
Thank you. Mrs. Ellison.
None of my boards have met. However, the ARPA board will be meeting Monday, so if you have comments about tree trimming, I guess I'd like to know more detail. I don't know
I
specifically what you saw that you didn't feel was in compliance. So either attend, or if you could let
Well,
me know,
I
and I'll
will
pass it on to
attend.
the
I will
board,
attend.
because if there's any issues, we'd like to address it.
No, that's right.
Sorry.
Okay.
We're getting along, but, so anyway, I would like to know that. And yes, I'd like to thank everybody who put their name in. I mean, it's not easy sitting here making decisions, no matter what you decide. You're never going to make everyone happy, so it's a tough sell. So I was glad to see so many names, and thanks, Matt, for stepping up. I'm looking forward to getting to know you.
Good.
That's it.
Okay. Thank you. And again, congratulations, Matt. Good luck, and we'll begin. The Kent County Youth Fair opened up last night, and I was down there for the opening ceremonies. Rained right on schedule this afternoon. Big nice muddy down there, and I guess we might have some more tomorrow. So, but anyway, the fair is in town. Go down, enjoy it. It's terrific. I always say it's nothing more than I ever expected it to be, and that's just fine. But it's a wonderful opportunity for this community as well as for the youth of the county to come together once a year to enjoy all the good things that kids can do, and along with their families. The primary election is tomorrow, so I'd encourage everybody to participate in our democratic process. So make sure that you get out and vote, however that may be. And our next city council meeting, we will be doing our pink arrow resolution. So I would encourage council members to get a pink t-shirt and wear that to the next city council meeting. And also we'll have a resolution for the annual POW-MIA Day, which will be on September 15th. More about that at the next meeting. But there's several observances, and September gets to be a very busy month. So we've got some wonderful recognitions to do during that particular time. And that concludes my comments. We'll move on then to item number 9, the city manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor and council members. We received notice from Fromm that announcing that Dawn Brony, I think I have her last name pronounced correctly, will be the new interim executive director. And so we're looking forward to working with Dawn. We've always had a great relationship with Fromm, and we're looking forward to that continuing. The sidewalks that were in need of repair that we identified in the earlier report have been done. I think that's been talked about a little bit. If there are other sidewalks that you feel were neglected or need to be re-inspected or need to be looked at, I need addresses. Please give me addresses of those, and we'll go out and look at them. One that was pointed out to me on Broadway, I think we went out to a picture of it today, and I was going to throw it up on the screen, but don't have it ready for you. But it's one of those that actually made us go back and look at our criteria, and we may need to refine our criteria because we're not addressing the issue of grass growing over the sidewalks and growing up in cracks. So we're going to take another look at that. But again, if there are other sidewalks that you feel are in that red condition, then let us know. Addresses are best, and we'll go out and take a look at them. There was a question raised at your last meeting about the red truck at the wastewater treatment plant. I've distributed a memo to you as part of my report, giving you some of the history. And in a nutshell, that history is that that truck has been with the plant since 1999. It originally was driven by Fire Chief Frank Martin, and it was split between the fire department and the wastewater treatment plant. And wastewater treatment plant paid for maintenance on the vehicle, and the fire department paid for the mileage, which was probably the best thing to do because a lot of the driving was related to fire runs. As we created the fire authority, and then Frank, Chief Martin, retired from the wastewater treatment plant, the truck was purchased then from the fire authority or from the fire department by the wastewater treatment plant, and our contractor, United Water, is now paying for the gas, and we continue that same arrangement where we're paying for the maintenance. The truck is 15 years old. It has about 72,000 miles on it, but and mechanically it's very sound. It's in very good shape. We did make a business decision because in the last 4 years since Chief Martin has retired, we only put about 1,200 miles on it a year. And so rather than looking at replacing that truck with something else, we put some money into it and the body work and things like that to try to clean it up, and are hoping to get quite a few more years out of it on that 72,000 miles there. So that's basically it. It's seen as a part of the operation. It's used only for the operation, and in terms of the payment arrangements and how the expenses are paid for, I think that explains that. And I guess the other option would be, I know the question was, we basically have a contractor that's using a piece of equipment. Well, the wastewater treatment plant is all city equipment too. But if we were to require that contractor to have their own vehicle, it probably would cost us more because that cost would be rolled into the cost of the contract. So kind of a trade-off, but that's the history anyway, and that's the current arrangement on it. And if it's something you want to discuss more, if you have any questions on it, feel free to let me know.
But the money to maintain it all comes out of the wastewater treatment funds, correct?
Yes.
That was my whole thing about it. Everything, the insurance, all comes out of the wastewater treatment.
Yes.
Okay.
The only thing that doesn't is the contractor pays for the mileage, pays for the gas.
Yeah. Okay. That was the whole what fund it was coming out.
Okay.
Yep.
Then, as long as we're on the wastewater treatment plant, July 17 of this year marks the 25th anniversary of our contract operations with United Water. And Mr. Munn is here, and congratulations to United Water, and congratulations to us for maintaining what I believe is a very positive relationship over the last 25 years. Certainly I can speak to the last 3 years. To celebrate the occasion, several folks from United Water and Mr. Munt will be giving away ice cream novelties at the Sizzle and Summer concert on August 21. Members of the council are invited to attend, help hand out ice cream, free ice cream, and maybe partake in some free ice cream and enjoy the summer concert. So again, that will be happening on August 21 during the concert series. And again, congratulations, Mark, and to United Water for 25 years with the city of Lowell. On August 14 at 6 p.m., that is the date for the Light and Power board meeting. They are going to begin their meeting at the Lowell Energy Center. And I guess first of all, I need to make sure there's no objections from the council. You ultimately approve dates and times and locations, and you've done that. But they would like to begin their meeting at the Lowell Energy Center. The council and members of the public are invited. They're going to tour the biodigester and just the center itself and go through that. And then they will convene their meeting following that tour back at the Light and Power offices and run their business meeting at that point in time. But, again,
That would be 6 p.m.
that would be 6 p.m. On August 14th, and it will be at the Lowell Energy Center, or at the Newell building. And then, I guess last but certainly not least from my perspective, congratulations, Mr. Mayor. And, well, that's going to be interesting to say, isn't it? Mr. Mayor, Mr. Mayor.
Maybe he can end up being mayor.
Yeah, exactly. But congratulations, we've worked together this year on the Planning Commission, and I look forward to continuing to work with you on this. That's all I have.
Thank you. Moving on then to appointments, we do have a couple of appointment or vacancies yet. One on the Downtown Historic District Commission, and now not one but two openings on the Planning Commission to fill the vacancies of Rachel Schwab as well as the vacancy of Matt Mayer as he moves up to the council level. So if you'd be interested in serving our community in some capacity, especially those two, please let us know. There's application forms online. Just let the city clerk know, and we can help that happen. And with that,
Do we need a closed session, no updates?
And nothing to update you on.
Okay. I move that we adjourn then at 7:43.
I will second.
then moved and seconded to adjourn. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you very much.
And by the way, I just want people to know that I'm not going to vote for anybody that